All right, all right, all right. Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor. It's Monday morning after the Olympia weekend, the Mr. Olympia. It's time to get the Monday morning quarterbacks out, as they used to refer to people after NFL games on Sundays. Quite a year we had. What an Olympia. So many division titles changed hands. So much controversy in some areas. So many storylines. I want to hear what you guys were the most excited by, the most upset by, what really stood out to you. It doesn't have to be the Open. Of course, the Open that's our wheelhouse. I'm gonna leave this up running while we start talking here. So I'm gonna go into one of the judging videos that's up there because a lot of people were totally ripping off the stream. Share. Okay, is that working? Let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. Because, yeah, there we go. So, I got to get rid of this. Comments so we can get into the chat. There we go. So, first comment. Come on, guys, get out on stage. Hadi, we got a symbol there, is great, better than Derek. Well, you could have made arguments for Hadi Choopan holding on to his title. I thought it was very, very close. Friday night, I thought it was actually too close to call. I did hear criticisms of Hadi's condition being a little bit off from the back on Friday night. Didn't matter. I didn't see that as a major issue. I guess I shouldn't say I have no horse in the race. I know Derek very well. I don't know Hadi at all, but it's not like I was hoping Hadi would lose. I was only hoping Derek would win just personally because I know him so well, and I would be so much happier for someone that I know versus a stranger. Hadi's a great guy, great champion. So it wasn't anything personal. Hadi walking off stage. Yeah, this was probably the most controversial event of the Olympia weekend was Hadi walking off stage. So they went around and came down to the top two, Hadi and Derek. Bob calls out, Derek says, "You're new Mr. Olympia champion." And Hadi got his medal and then promptly took the medal off. Walked right off stage, didn't even stay for group photo. I saw some people mistakenly report that he stayed for the photo. He did not. We have no photos of the top five, with their awards, with their medals and all that because of Hadi. But, I don't know what was going through his head, what emotions he was feeling at that time. I'm sure deeply, deeply upset, and, his fans were even more upset than him, it seems. Derek Lunsford had his Instagram reported and shut down for about 24 hours, basically because Hadi fans were reporting it, saying it was inappropriate, whatever, just to get it taken down because they don't like Derek anymore. And then there were threats being made to Derek's family from fans and supporters of Hadi, not Hadi himself, but his fan base. Some of them very fanatic, which fan is short for fanatic, very fanatical about being supportive of him. And yeah, you don't go there. You don't threaten to hurt a person's family, his pregnant wife. I heard Steve Weinberg was getting death threats, the head Olympia judge. Yeah, it's very upsetting, very disturbing to hear all that because this is bodybuilding. It's not life or death, guys. It's big muscle guys oiled up in a little suit on stage flexing. It's not life or death. Let's go back and we got a lot of comments, guys. Thanks for all the coverage over the weekend. You're very welcome. How did Keon beat Clarita? I think I'll find that later. I'll go into the 212. But it was basically superior structure, shape. I'm a fan of that grainy, dense muscularity that Ronnie had at his best, that Dorian Yates had, Branch Warren, Rich Gaspari. And I saw a lot more of that muscle density and detail and muscle maturity in Sean. He had plenty of size. But Keon's got a really pretty physique. We got a commercial here. Hang on. How dare they? I'm going to skip the ad. I don't want to watch that crap. All right, we're back. Okay, so yeah, we'll get to the 212 later. Hadi lost only the back double bicep. Yeah, I hear people trying to say, well, he won this pose and that pose. He wins more poses. It's not, so there's 7 mandatory poses, but that's not how they score it. The score sheet doesn't have the poses on it, so you can score. This guy got first place in the front double bicep. This guy got second. I have seen that, oddly enough, in some very small natural organizations that do it that way. But they decided that Derek had the better overall package. I'm not defending it. I'm just explaining that that's what the judges saw. Ariel says Hadi Choopan's a true winner. Well, you know what? If Hadi had won, there was a lot of people, and they wouldn't be wrong either, that would be saying Derek was the rightful winner. They both were phenomenal. They were both worthy of being crowned Mr. Olympia, but unfortunately, the judges had to pick one guy, and they picked Derek. I'm not 100% sure why they did that, but that was their decision. I do not believe Ryan Terry's win. I do not believe that there was any racism or nationalism or anything like that, religious prejudice, because that's what people are saying. Hadi lost because he was Iranian, because he's a Muslim, doesn't speak English. Well, 3 years in a row we had Muslim champions. Rami won in 2020 and 2021, Hadi in 2022. So just throw the religion thing out the window. Throw the Middle Eastern prejudice against Middle Eastern bodybuilders out the window. We had 3 years in a row with a Mr. Olympia from the Middle East who was a devout Muslim. So that wasn't it. If that was the case, then Rami never would have won. Hadi wouldn't have won last year. I don't believe that for a minute. So this is about Ryan Terry's win. Men's physique downsizing now. Yeah, I mean, we saw some people being placed differently than they have in the past. Women's fitness, the young lady who was second place, Lauren from Canada, young Asian girl, half the size of the other girls. She looked natty. She had very little muscle definition, very little muscle size. While the other girls, the other women in the fitness division, they looked like they'd be right at home on the the Figure Olympia top 5 or the physique top 5. They were big, shredded, big delts, big upper back, quads. So I don't know. Ryan definitely less muscular than guys like Aaron Banks or the other top guys. I'm not going to talk too much about men's physique because it's not my wheelhouse. Let's move on. It was a good show, but no peaky biceps in top 3. Well, that's all genetic. And Derek's injection sites under his armpit on the front double is cringe. Yeah, people were posting photos of that, circling the lumps that he had, shiny round areas under his lat. So unfortunately, guys, Armin Adibi did a good explanation on his Instagram. Grams and grams of gear are being used at that level. I don't think that's any surprise to most of you. And where do you put all that oil? You can't put it all in your glutes. If you do that, you have these huge lumps on each side of your upper glutes that would be very, very distracting. So they have to rotate injection sites, inject in the glute, inject in the delt. Then you got to start going to the lats. Guys put it in their arms, their quads. You got to keep going. You got to keep rotating spots. Otherwise, you get so much scar tissue buildup and an oil buildup that it's very distracting. So that's my theory on what that is. And I don't think he was doing it to try to make his lats look bigger or anything like that. If he was doing that, I'm not, because I don't know 100% one way or another. But I doubt he was doing it to make his lats look bigger. It was just probably another area to inject, because like I said, if you have grams, so many mLs of oil need to be injected in your body every week at that level. You got to rotate. You can't put it all in one place. You have to distribute it over the whole body. Hello, Kultazar. Hadi should win, more shredded and compact look, vascular muscles. Apples and oranges. He had a different look to him. I certainly appreciate that detail, all those striations across the chest, bone dry from the front. He's a hell of a bodybuilder, but judges made their call based on what they felt the best total package was. And then he says, pure robbery. Hadi's definitely way better than Derek. This was the worst Mr. O ever. No, we've seen Mr. Olympias. I don't even have to say the years, but go back in the Mr. Olympia history. We've had some actual horrible decisions where guys who won the Olympia should definitely not have won, where it wasn't even close. Other people had them beat dead to rights. This was not one of those cases. You cannot say that Hadi was way better than Derek, and you can't say that Derek was way better than Hadi. They were very, very close. Very close. I haven't looked at the score sheets, but even those wouldn't give you a real indication of how close they were, to the point where, we didn't know what was going to happen after Friday night. I didn't know if Hadi was going to repeat, if Derek would beat him. I had no idea. Part of me was wondering Samson might even win, because we had just seen Keon Pearson beat Sean Clarita with better shape and aesthetics. So Samson Dauda has better structure, shape, aesthetics than Hadi or Derek. So if if that trend had continued, I'm thinking Samson, even though his conditioning is far behind Hadi's or Derek's, in my opinion, I thought maybe they'll go with him, but it didn't work out that way. Let's keep on going. Ron is now live. Yeah, thanks, Jen, for letting them know. 2 pounds, true winner. We got that, Evan. Next one. It's hard to keep up, guys. Yeah, it's hard to. Geez, you guys are giving me a lot of stuff here. Hang on. I found the fog during the posing routine. Really hard to see the guys. Yeah, I was up front too, Evan. You maybe if you were platinum VIP, you were ahead of me. I was only in the gold VIP section. Yeah, so this fog machine they turned on, and by the time like Hadi was posing, it was up to his knees. The fog, you couldn't even see his feet. It was covered from the knees down with fog, and he was like trying to wave it away. Hold on, I gotta get rid of this commercial too now. Don't stop working on me now, mouse. Oh, she's showing you how we're. Okay, we're back. And we're back. What routine? Okay. We're back, guys. Okay, so yeah, the fog was distracting. All those cool strobe lights. It looked like a rock concert, and it was exciting, and the music was super loud, and the bass was like you could feel it in your chest. But yeah, the fog. I would get rid of the fog machine next year. It's something that looks cool during like a guest posing or something, but when you're trying to really assess physiques, here we have the top 3. You don't want anything that's obscuring the details and blurring it out. And this was a smoke machine or a fog machine. I would get rid of that. Playboy says Derek is a Mr. Olympia in 2 poses. Yeah, judges saw it differently. Hadi fans are really upset now. Like I was worried they were going to, burn the building down or something. It's not life or death, but it's also a $250K difference between first and second. Not irrelevant. No, I agree, but like I said, you cannot. I'm sure a lot of Hadi fans believe it was complete travesty. He was way better than Derek. He wasn't way better than Derek, and Derek wasn't way better than him. They were neck and neck. They were very close. Derek's got a smaller waist. He beats him in shape and structure and things like that. Hadi packed with muscle, so much dense muscle. I don't think you could fit another pound of muscle on that body. It's a sight to behold. Joseph, I definitely had Sean winning despite being okay. Now we're talking 212. I'll find that later. I definitely had Sean winning despite being a bit too heavy. He was still dense and hard as nails. Derek was much better from behind. Hadi was better from front. To the side, it was close. Yeah, like I said, it was close, guys. Those of you who don't think it was close, you need to look again. It was very, very close. It was not a dominating win for Derek. And had Hadi won, it would not have been it would have been a close call for either guy. Joseba, great to see you this weekend. Yeah, a lot of people feel Hadi was the best. I bet if you poll, I don't know what the Hadi fans will say. 99% of people believe. I bet it's like 50-50 down the middle because I didn't hear a lot of boos. When Derek was announced as the winner. And I've been to Mr. Olympias where people were booing very loudly and got up and left. Like the last year, Jay Cutler beat Phil, 2010. Phil looked phenomenal. I had Phil winning. As soon as that as result was announced, I heard a bunch of boos. There was a lot of boos, and half the audience literally got up. Didn't wait for the rest of they didn't want to see the guys post for pictures. They didn't want to hear an acceptance speech. They were out the door. So, yeah, you never know. I had Hadi slightly when it was close. Don't blame Derek. Yeah, you can't blame the athlete, guys. He's not a judge. He didn't make this decision. It's like he slipped all the judges a $100 bill and said, "Hey guys, no, man, you can't blame the athletes in a sport like this. I'd say if you're gonna question anybody, question the judges. But they've been doing this a long time. Everyone at that table I've seen for many, many years at the Olympia. They know what they're looking at, and it's not easy. It's not easy to call guys when they're this close. How these fans can't vent to Derek. Derek is too weak from the front. Clear politics. Weak from the front only in the aspect of he doesn't have that muscle maturity, all those striations and deep splits like across the chest, shoulders, and the arms that Hadi has. That he does not have. But man, to say he's weak from the front, that's really check your politics at the door. Hello, Mario Ultimador. What's up? Her name was Taylor. Yeah, I said her name was Taylor. I couldn't remember the last. I can't remember the last name. I've never heard of her before. But second place at her first Olympia. Derek is a well-deserving winner. It's so unfortunate Derek's getting so much grief that his IG account shut down. It's back now. 1.1 million followers. I think he got some followers too. Can't blame Derek. He did his job 100%. Judges make the call. But they still do blame the athlete, and they're he's been getting death threats, and his wife and unborn child have been getting death threats and all kinds of horrible things. That's not cool. So when I say it's not life or death, yeah, there's money at stake, but there's no need to go there to make it personal and start threatening people's family members. If Hadi had beat Derek, I seriously doubt anybody would have been making threats toward Hadi or his family. I very much doubt that would have been the case, but Hadi's fans, and I'm not trying to say his fans are all like that, but a certain portion of Hadi's fan base gets almost violent in their reaction if he ever loses. He doesn't lose very often. So, yeah. Missy got injured in the routine. Do you think she would have won if she didn't get hurt? Probably. We didn't get to see the full routine. It was about halfway through the routine when she did a flip, came down, the knee went pop, and that was the end. I was outside doing a little quick wrap up of classic results or something, or 212 results, and they wheeled. She went right. I was in the lobby there, in front of the venue, and she went right past me in a wheelchair with a little group of people going to the hospital. I'm sure. What about Hazy pointy delts in the past? Yes, it's all part of the game. Yeah, I mean, he got knocked down. He got knocked down a spot. That's probably why he didn't win a couple times, just because his delts were all shot up. And again, I don't think it was putting stuff in his delts to try to make them look bigger around her. It's just somewhere else to put all that damn oil. Yeah, so. But Derek's probably the game for Hadi. It's not. I mean, they're all these guys. You should be respectful of all these guys. They all work very hard. Derek works hard. I don't think you can say that either Derek or Hadi works harder than the other. They both work very, very hard. The only difference, I guess, Hadi's a family man. He's got a family to support. They both have the same coach, Hani Rambod. They both have the same supplement company sponsor, Hani's company, Evogen. So, yeah, that wasn't a political thing there. Is this over? Oh, no, now we're going to see some individuals. How long is this thing? Oh, wow, this is 37 minutes long. Jeez, okay. That's Andrew jacked up there now. Definitely wasn't doing it to enlarge his lats. He has one of the biggest in back. Yeah, he doesn't need to site inject his lats to make them bigger. They're ridiculous. So he's got one of, if not the best back in bodybuilding right now. I can't think of anyone else that has a better back right now in bodybuilding than Derek Lunsford. Can you guys think of anybody? I'm not kissing his ass. I can't think of anybody with a better back than that. Even if, I'm counting anybody, any pro. Maybe they have no legs and they have this awesome back, but I still can't think of anybody. Pinico, either way between Derek. Yeah, 100%. Thought it was a natural comp. Who thought that? What made you think it was a natural competition? No, you're trolling us, I'm sure. Seems the IFBB is going for the more aesthetic look. I mean, if they really wanted to go for the aesthetic look, Samson Dowda or Andrew would have been crowned champion, or even Brandon Curry. They all have but Samson, much more aesthetically pleasing physique than Derek or Hadi. Doesn't have that same level of conditioning that they have at all, but superior shape and aesthetics. Thomas, no, he doesn't. Why would you do that for your best body part? His back is his best body part. Wouldn't you do it for your worst body part? When people say, we all know, no, not everybody knows that. You try to phrase it like everyone has to agree with you, but no, Thomas. I don't believe he did it to enhance the appearance of his lats. His lats are phenomenal, but you can think whatever you want to think. There's the lumpy lats issue again. Victor was a bitch. So Castillos is talking about Victor Martinez in 2007. Jay Cutler was definitely off that year. He was the reigning champ. Victor came with his best package ever. That was his best year. He won the Arnold Classic earlier in the season. And that Olympia, he brought a great package again. A lot of people at that show believed he was the rightful winner, but they gave it to Jay again. And Jay won it again. So that was Jay's second win. He won it 2 more times after that. Roman Fritz should have won. You're trolling us, right? You're joking, right? Yeah, Roman Fritz looked great by himself. His upper body is pretty small compared to these other guys, these top guys, when you stand him next to them. Great physique, not taking anything away. Love his conditioning, love his legs. His back is a weak point, and overall, his upper body is nowhere near as big as these other guys. So I didn't see where Roman placed. I would imagine it was one of the lower placings. Hardy, didn't behave good as a champion. Congratulations to first place finisher. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen. I've seen Hardy has done a bunch of posts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen an apology yet saying sorry about that, guys. That's all he needs to do, and maybe he's done it. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm running around trying to do all these things. I can't be on Instagram all the time trying to keep up. But all he should have done was, and he still has time, say, I'm so sorry. I was just very upset and was caught up in the emotions, and I had to get off stage, something like that. And, I'm so sorry to my competitors, to the IFBB Pro League, to the fans, whatever. Omid Fazal, I would love to see Hadi win. What do you think Hadi should do to regain the title? Derek's back is unbeatable. So what could Hadi do to win again? They're so close. I don't know. I don't know. What did he beat him on? Shape and structure you can't change. I don't know. I thought he did everything he needed to do, but it could go the other way. The next year, you never know what can happen. It could change hands again. This is 6 different Mr. Olympia winners we've had in 7 years. So 2017 was last year, Phil Heath. Okay, so we got 1 there. 2018. Oh, sorry. No, yeah. 2018 was the last year for Phil. So there's 1 champ. 2019 was Brandon. 2020 and 21 were Rami. So that's 3 champs. Hadi was 4. Derek is 5. Oh, I forgot Sean Roden. I'm sorry. So Sean Roden was 2018. So yeah, 6 Mr. Olympia champs in 7 years. I don't think we're going to see Derek or anybody hold on to the title for like many years the way we saw being done in the past. I don't think I think it's going to be changing hands a lot the way it's been. Very close contests. Yeah. All this is subjective. It's more like a pageant because it's being judged subjectively. It's not like not another stupid commercial. Oop, no, wrong one. Skip ads. Okay, we're back. Yeah, it's not like a sport where it's easy. The guy that gets across the finish line has the best time in the 100-yard dash, or a swimmer that gets it's not like that. It's not so cut and dried. It's based on opinions, educated opinions of experienced judges who have watched and educated many contests. How do you hug Derek? Okay, good. I didn't see that. But I'm glad he did that. I know they have no animosity toward each other because they trained together, did some videos on Hani Zivajan Nutrition YouTube channel. They've spoken with utmost respect and admiration for each other. It was nothing personal against Derek. I'm sure Hadi has nothing against Derek. Derek has nothing against Hadi. He actually went on Instagram a couple times to let people know that. So there's Derek right there. There's your new Mr. Olympia. Dr. T is in Disney World. Also want to let you guys know, I should have said at the very beginning, but on this channel, Lauren Lauder did a new episode of Buff Bombshells recapping all the women's divisions, everything, fitness, figure, bikini, women's physique, Ms. Olympia. I think that's everything. Did I get it all? Anyway, she has all that because I didn't do a lot of coverage of the women's divisions this past weekend. It would be a lot. I mean, these recaps I do with Jose, they would go on for hours if we did every single division. We stick to the divisions that we know best. We can commentate with some authority on, and we have more interest from our viewers with open, classic physique, and 212. Much more interest in those divisions than we do other divisions, just the women's divisions especially. After seeing the high quality photos on the web, I switched from Heidi to Derek. Derek was a clear winner. Yeah, even I'm seeing things in the pictures now that I couldn't see at the show. So here's the way the seating was set up. In the very front, there was about 10 rows, I think, of platinum VIP members. Those are very expensive tickets, $1,000 or more, I believe, the platinum VIP. They're in front of the judges. Then you have the judges. and then there's a couple media rows behind that, and that's where I was. So I was 3 rows. The media section, I think, was 3 or 4 rows. I was in the third row back from the judges. I couldn't see a lot of the fine details in the physique that, like the platinum VIP members, they have the best seats in the house. They were seeing that all right in front of them. So I see things, I see detail now in the images that I couldn't even see at the show, because you have to be right up front. The judges are probably the very last, the edge of where you can really capture the details with just your eyes without having to look up at the screens. Once you start, the further and further back you go, you find yourself probably relying on the screens, the big screens, more and more, the jumbotrons. People that subscribe, well, we're not going to get into like religion and Islam and all that, but yeah, I mean, Hadi fans, they've I remember years ago, probably 5-6 years ago, there was a post-Olympia show it was either Korea or Japan. I cannot remember which, I'm sorry. But Flex beat Hadi, and a lot of people believe that Hadi should have won. Hadi himself was like punching the walls backstage after. He was very upset. Clearly, he doesn't like to lose. But Jose said to me, "Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser." But anyway, point being made is Flex Lewis was getting threats to him and his family after that from Hadi fans. So I don't know why Hadi fans feel the need to personally attack the athletes that occasionally beat him. It's not up to the athlete, it's the judges. I don't think they should be threatening anybody, but certainly not the athletes. The athletes have no control over the judging and where the final scores go. Andrew is better than Brandon. He should be in 4th place. You can certainly make that argument. We're looking at Brandon Curry right now. So Brandon, he was like in the show, out of the show, in the show the whole time I was in Florida. The first day, I heard at breakfast Thursday morning that he had been throwing up blood or something. And the person was asking me, "Do you know anything?" I'm like, "No, this is the first I've heard about it." And at the press conference, I heard he was out of the show. Before the press conference started, I should say. Heard that he was out of the show. And Bob Ciccarello even went on the mic at the press conference and let everybody know he's probably not going to make it. He had been to the hospital the night before, but he did get a medical clearance to continue. It turned out it was ulcers. And he showed up Friday night looking very flat, did not have the usual roundness and fullness that we've seen from him, because I'm sure he missed many, many meals going through that whole ordeal. He looked a lot better Saturday night when he came back. Still wasn't the usual Brandon. But yeah, I wouldn't have had a huge problem at all with Andrew placing ahead of him. Brandon's legs from the front, when he was going straight on. From the side, they look enormous. From the front, you can see they're starting to go. I mean, he never had the biggest quads, but I think they were down for sure. Okay, no, we're not going to ban Muslim. We shouldn't ban any religious. We're not getting into religion, guys, but yeah, we're not going to ban people because their religious practices or views. How ridiculous would that be? Dr. T is in the house. Well, he's in Disneyland. Apparently, he was watching this while he's in line or something. How do you use that Vancouver condition? Mike, yeah, you know what? A lot of people who have been at the different shows, people who are at Vancouver, they don't believe that Hadi was actually in his best condition in Vancouver, but that show was lit very well, and it had a plain black background. You're never going to appreciate condition as well as you could with just a nice plain black background. But they can't have that at the Olympia. There's sponsors that need to be, these sponsors pay a lot of money to have their names up visible on the stage. It's got to look like a really high quality production. So they don't do that at the level of the Olympia. But I think Hadi's condition was bang on. But yeah, he should really avoid putting things in his delts, because people are going to be looking at that. Get the likes up, folks. Thank you, Sean. Like, share, subscribe, do all that. Hadi fans need to relax. Yes, I would never advocate recreational drugs, of course, even though they're legal marijuana is legal in cannabis. It's legal in half the USA at this point, my state for sure. But yeah, take a pill, have an edible, relax. Jen says, Big Mike Cox, yeah. The lighting is below par for sure. It was lit more like a concert, like I said, and to really give it the feel of a huge spectacle, something that's on par with the Super Bowl, the World Series, just that that magnificent look, but it does distract when you have all these. I don't know what they're called now. They used to be called Verilights. These lights that sort of like dance all over the place, where they're on a big rig over the stage, and the computer is sort of having to move or fly around all over the place. Did you recognize that Derek always made a step forward from the line? No, but Big Steve Weinberger, the head Olympia judge, he's very good at keeping these guys on that line. I would say 6 or 8 different times at least. He like back on the line, guys, back on the line. If anyone was stepping forward from the line, so I don't think that made any difference. How'd you look better from the front? Yeah, I agree with that, 100%. 100%. Derek beats him in with the rear double bicep. I think their rear lat spread is close. So I don't know. I'm not arguing for the win. You can see Derek is dominant champion years to come. I'd like to say that, Rich, because I like Derek a lot. He's a good kid. I say kid because I have a child. I have a child that age, but I just don't see anyone dominating and holding on to the title for years and years and years. As good as Derek is, I mean, last year people thought Hadi was so good he would hold on to the title for years. I don't know when we're going to see, if or when we're going to see anyone like another Ronnie or Phil Heath that holds on to the title for 7-8 years like that in a row. I don't know if we're ever going to see that, or even in our lifetime. We're not Hadi fans, bro. Hadi doesn't have more English-speaking fans than Derek. We're just shocking the truth. No, believe me, Hadi's got fans all over the world. He's got a ton of fans. A ton of the U.S. fans supported Hadi and wanted him to win. It's not like only Middle Eastern or only Muslims wanted Hadi to win. No, he's a Mr. Olympia champ. He's a phenomenal bodybuilder, a great champion. I'm a fan of Hadi. I love that density. That's hardcore bodybuilding. That's the muscle quality that I used to see on guys like Dorian and Ronnie and Gaspari and Branch. Big fan of that look. So, front relaxed, shoulders normally flat. Hadi's mid-delt seem to rise up suspiciously. I only noticed it, oddly enough, from the back in a couple. Usually, when he was staying relaxed, I could see it was like a weird angle. But again, I just think it's where do you put it? Where do you put the oil? Oh, so now we're seeing the placings. Okay, so once we get to the top 2, I'm going to probably stop to look at that with you guys. Yo, Ron. Yo, okay, yo MTV Raps. I thought it was closer between Hadi and Samson. 5'2". He's not 5'2". With Saito all over him, it was a good look for the face of bodybuilding. Yeah, I mean, if they really wanted to go for a static look, they would have picked Samson. Derek's got a beautiful physique, but Samson's aesthetics are on a whole other level. Just that round, bubbly quality of the muscles, that tiny, tiny waist. Or Andrew Jack, aesthetically pleasing. Both of those guys have more aesthetically pleasing physiques than Hadi and Derek do. Ronaldo, the only thing I didn't like was the lighting, the change in the background. Yeah, I agree. But like I said, they have to keep these sponsors happy. These sponsors are the ones that pay the bills, guys. The Olympia cost millions and millions of dollars to put that event on. Huge event, all kinds of staff and staging, and things had to be rented. You know how it goes. Hadi's lower back was a tiny bit soft. Yeah, I noticed that, especially on the first night. I thought he hardened up a little bit, but Derek hardened up considerably more than he did. It was so close, guys. It really was close. These the photographers always be standing up and taking pictures. Let's change there. Let's do it. I don't know. Do you think Derek being American now speaks language or how it plays into the decision now? Why didn't it play into? So my counter to that is why didn't they just pick Derek last year? If there was a real conspiracy to keep, we don't want a guy that doesn't speak English. He's from some other country. If they wanted to do that, then Hadi wouldn't have won last year. Derek will be a much more accessible champion. I'd be able to promote him. Well, the IFBB doesn't really promote these guys. That's up to their supplement companies, and they promote themselves. But I agree he can do more. He'll do more posting. He'll do more interviews. Yeah, I can't interview Hadi Chupan without a translator, and most people can't because he only speaks Farsi, or maybe he speaks Arabic as well. But Farsi that's his language, the language of the people of Iran. Used to be called Persia. So no, I don't think it was a conscious decision based on any weird motivations like that. The judges just felt Derek had that little bit of edge. That's what they felt. And The hype for 2020 is beyond. Hottie versus Derek 3.0. I mean, yeah, they've both beaten the other now, so the stage is set next year for Derek to really try to keep that title another year, and Hottie is going to be fighting tooth and nail to get his title back. We already have a great storyline going. Female bodybuilding channel gives a little thumbs up. Okay, so I'm gonna probably stop. Hottie better, better what? They didn't boo because Derek is American. Well, there were a good amount of Middle Eastern fans in the audience. There were, so they would have booed. I mean, I didn't even hear. I did hear some booing when Ramon lost to Chris, but they were very close as well. That was another close call. Not as close as Hottie and Derek. Okay, so here we go. I was like busy, I'm getting like a million messages while I'm watching the show, and I'm trying to do all kinds of things. So I didn't even get to see this moment really as it was happening. I sort of kept trying to glance up, but it's tough when I'm covering these shows, the messages from, the other people working on the coverage and fans, and I'm getting like bombarded with messages while the show is going on. And I got people on Instagram messaging me like, what's going on? What do you think? And, they want my analysis and review, even though I'm going to give it as soon as the show's over. I go out in the lobby with Jose and do it all, but they want my opinion like now. Anyway, I shouldn't complain that people want to hear my opinion. I should be very grateful that they think that highly of my opinion to seek it out. So here we go. I have the audio turned off because that's all you would hear. Let me see if I can put it on with the audio.
And new Olympia champion, Derek Lunsford.
Yeah, you're right. Give him a hug. Right, okay.
I'm going to make hand vote for your winner vote. Silver medal, $150,000 to Hottie Chupan.
Yeah, that's his medal. Jake got his hand. Dan Solomon. So, he held his composure there for a minute. He didn't react violently or anything like that. Oh, copyright off. Copyright the music off. Oops. All right, so we're back. Yeah, I mean, he didn't react violently or anything. Thanks, Jen. You just listed the top 5. Where'd you do that? So he stayed on stage a good amount of time. He did let everyone hold. I didn't even realize he'd been on stage that long. I thought he walked off before this. So, like I said, I was going crazy with trying to do 3, 4, 5 things at once, and I'm not great at multitasking. Certainly not one of my strong points. So here we go. Now, typically at this point, all these other people get off the stage. Oh, damn it. Another stupid commercial. Skip the ad. Oh, it was over anyway. Okay. It was over anyway. All right, so we're back. I put another video on to watch. What's this crap? No. Oh, my bad. Okay, presents, share screen. There we go, share. Okay, we're back, guys. Sorry, flipping around here. Top 4 in the poll. Where's that, Jen? Where do I see that? I don't know where that is. I don't know if I can see that from where I am. Thoughts on lumps in Derek's lats, like hopelessly addicted to fentanyl. That's awful. I hope you feel better. Fentanyl. I honestly think that's just somewhere he was putting his gear. I don't think he was doing that to try to enhance the appearance of his lats. He's already got the best back in bodybuilding. That would be like, Phil Heath had the best arms during his era, or certainly up there. It's like him. Why would he inject his arms? Bodybuilding channel in the house. Only thing Derek has is a better vacuum. Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of you are upset. And you know what? If Hottie had won, a lot of other people would have been upset because you got 2 great bodybuilders, the 2 best in the world right now. They're amazing. They're both worthy of being Mr. Olympia. I would have had no problem with Hottie taking the title. I wouldn't be upset. I'd feel bad for Derek because I want Derek to win just because I know him on a more personal level than I do Hottie. But I would have had no problem, and I wouldn't have complained about it. had Hadi won. And I look at that. I mean, the quality, the striations, the thickness, the density. And now we go to Derek. So they're showing the top. This is an analysis someone did. Hey, Jen, hey, Ron, if you invited on the channel. You keep scrolling. It was a shame. It hurts for sport, hurts for Hadi, hurts for Derek. I don't know if you're talking about Hadi walking off, but this is sort of related to that. I don't know. I don't think Hadi is going to get suspended or anything like that. I imagine he was probably told by somebody by this point that you really just need to make a sincere apology on Instagram or something, and that's it. He was maybe. This is if that was me and I had worked so hard and just lost the title, maybe he had to get off stage so he wouldn't cry on stage or something. Who knows? He just couldn't be there anymore. He just had to go before whatever reason. I don't think they're going to hold it against him necessarily, but I would imagine he's been contacted and somebody, I don't know who, somebody has probably let him know that he needs to apologize to everybody, and then all will be forgiven. We're very forgiving people, I think, as long as someone is sincere, admits, I shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry, won't happen again. That's all you got to say. Hadi was robbed. Yeah, IPV sucks. Okay. There were disgusting comments on MDR removing them, ban the users from the channel. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, like I said, guys, there's no reason to really go there and be crass or obscene or threaten people with violence or maiming or disfigurement. It's a line you just don't cross, guys. I know that. Giles pointed out to me, he said, the British soccer hooligans, when their team loses, people get beaten up badly. Stadiums get trashed. They get very upset. They take the losses very personally. So I get it. The Hadi fans are very passionate, very dedicated to their guy, and they're deeply, deeply upset, outraged that he lost, and they see it as a robbery. See, Mike D says Derek beat Hadi fair and square. It's a matter of opinion, guys. Those of you who are saying Derek won fairly, others Hadi fairly, the judges saw it their way and it was very close. So you guys aren't really wrong. Jen, you can disagree, but do so in a tactful manner. Threats are ugly. Yeah, why would you threaten people, guys? Who would go there? Threaten athletes, threaten their families because they beat your guy, your favorite guy? Yeah. There has never been a CM. What's CM stand for? I don't know what that stands for. Oh, champ. Okay. It's taking you a while to get this out. You've been warned. I didn't even see the Munchausen thing. Oh, the IPB sucks. Yeah. We can't be putting that there. There has never been a champ as soft as Derek. Well, you need to go back in the Mr. Olympia archives. There have been champs, guys holding on to their Olympia titles that were in way worse. Okay, I love Lee Haney, guys. I love him. As a man, as a bodybuilder, couple of years, he was so soft. 1990 in Chicago, the year they drug tested Olympia and he beat Lee Labrada. Lee was nowhere near the condition of these guys you're looking at. Nowhere near. And again, in Italy the next year, he was way off. And he still kept the Mr. Olympia title. So you guys are newer to the sport. You don't realize there have been some real travesties. I'm not picking on Lee. It's, Jay won at least one Olympia he probably shouldn't have. Phil, you could argue that one. Phil and Kai had some battles. Franco Colombo, definitely that second Olympia win of his, he shouldn't have won. A lot of people talk about Arnold's win in 1980. I mean, the Olympia history, it's always been rife with controversy, and there have been unpopular decisions many times over the years. Easiest spot to hit a shot. He's talking about, he's got a wife that can do it for him, but no, the easiest would probably be your delts. Your glutes are kind of easy. I guess you can reach. If you're doing it yourself, I guess this part of your lat would be the easiest to reach with a needle. But whatever. We're getting really crazy here. Oh, that's the end. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find you some more videos, guys. Let's see. Derek Lunsford at the judging. That's only 52 pounds. Derek Lunsford versus Sean Clarita. Let me look at 212 judging. 20, 23. I just want to give some of these other guys some fair play too. 12 prejudging. Just want to put something up while we're talking. Okay, there's only 5 minutes, but we'll just have something else to look at while we're talking, and then I'll get back to your questions. Video will play after ad. I got to watch this stupid ad. Sorry, guys. Oh, goodness gracious. I want to give the 212 guys a little love because they work just as hard. Okay, it's on now. This is Nick's Strength and Power we're looking at. So he's got a Muscle Tech ad. Okay. Oh, he's just got pictures. So, all right, Nick. I don't really need to give Nick any extra credit, any extra promotion because he's got millions and millions of views. But this is from Nick's Strength and Power. He put up these look like iPhone pictures to me. Yeah. Comparing those two guys. So, okay, we're back. I'm back. I put that light behind me. It's blocking everybody. I think giving the top 3 an automatic card is a good thing, as they probably won't compete till next year. Well, yeah, I mean, it was top 5. It was top 5 for many, many years. So those 3, Samson is already committed to doing the Arnold again. So one of those 2 guys. But typically Mr. Olympia, for many, many years, he would just do that one show a year. That's the way it's been for the only time, like Ronnie did the Olympia, or he did the Arnold and the Olympia in 2001, and it almost cost him the title because that's the year Jay almost beat him. So yeah, it's a bummer we don't see these guys more. But if you're the Mr. Olympia champion, 2nd place, I think you've earned the right to come back next year without having to qualify. Personally, and even Nick, I believe Nick Walker could, should, and will get the special invite for next year based on what happened to him this year. Derek is Christian loving husband. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that played into the judging. Good job, Jen. Yeah, banning the people need to be banned. Derek has crazy back and V-taper. Agreed. Thank you, G. Yeah, Nick's back is closest to Derek. Nick's got a pretty good back. Derek's is at other level. JB here. Ooh, what'd I do? Okay. See the product is lats. I see you have a great back. Look at the lats and double biceps, face orange raised eyebrow. Well, yeah, I saw it. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, for me, it wasn't like, wow, he can't win the Olympia now. Milos will destroy Simpsons by this. Oh, geez. That's awful. Patrick Fax, Nick would have won. I don't know if Nick would have won. I don't think Nick. So Nick was 3rd last year, okay? He didn't beat Nick or Hottie. He didn't beat Derek or Hottie last year. I don't know what makes you think he would have been able to beat them this year because they both look, again, phenomenal. I'm sure Nick improved, but I don't think it was enough to get past those 2 guys. I think he might have given Samson a good run and might have beat Samson, but no, I don't. Been the only one peeled. I mean, Hottie was peeled. There were actually a few guys that didn't even get in the top 3 or 4 that were peeled. What does conditioning mean? It means being lean, being super lean, least amount of body fat. It's also thin skin and getting the water, the subcutaneous water out to really show every little muscle fiber. So the opposite of that would be smooth, where you can't see much muscle definition or detail. You know, what conditioning is the level of detail that you're able to observe because the body fat has been melted away through months of dieting and cardio and certain thermogenic products that are used. So hopefully that answers your question. That's what conditioning is. Trolling is a popular sport. Yeah. Roman looked like a CrossFit athlete in the lineup. He's much, much smaller in the upper body than just about any other guy up there. By himself, he looks great. Roman placed 14th. Oh, so okay. Out of 17 guys, he didn't place last. Yeah. But yeah, he needs a lot more size at this level. Jen says, I think overall it was a very competitive lineup. I feel Derek deserved his win, but Hottie fought a good fight. Yeah, he did. Hottie running off the stage was pathetic. He didn't run. He was walking fast. Side shots could have gone either way. Front was Derek. Front was Hottie. Yeah. Well, another video I got to get rid of. Let's go classic. Let's look at the classic guys. 2013. Is that what I had up there? No wonder I was Peak Olympia. Let's see what comes up when we look at that. I just want something to look at when we're on the back. So that's Nick's Strength and Power. Nick, I'm stealing all your videos today. Sorry. And what about this one? This one might be good. Finals Classic Olympia and M4K. This is Integra Medical, the sponsor from Brazil. I got to watch a whole ad again. It looks like Final Mr. Olympia. But I feel like it's going to be good enough. It says it's in 4K. So, geez, we're watching a lot of commercials. My bad. I apologize. Okay. Oh, is this going to be everybody posing at once? Okay. That's fine. I just want something to look at. Something in the background so you don't have to look at my mug the whole time. That's Breon Ansley, who has won the Classic Physique title twice, the Olympia Classic Physique twice, and he's been 4th place. He was 2nd place 2 years in a row after that, and now he's been 4th place 2 years in a row. Omar and the IP needs to stay consistent with the judging criteria, so our fans are upset. Judges gave it to Derek because it's marketability. This is the last year I buy the pay-per-view. I don't think it had anything to do with the marketability, Omar. I really don't. Like, why wouldn't they have just done that last year? I keep saying this, but if it was a marketability thing, like Derek's going to do, I'm sure they knew last year that Hadi wouldn't be doing much in terms of, interviews and things like that because doesn't speak English and he's severely hearing impaired. One of his ears he has almost no hearing in one of his ears. So again, why didn't they do it last year? If it was a thing about let's get a white American who speaks great English and he's a Christian man and this and that, why didn't they just do that last year? Why'd they let Rami win twice in a year? He's certainly not a Christian man. He speaks English, but not that great. Did Hadi's being a Muslim in the story of Israel have no effect? I don't think it did. You guys, there's not, maybe because Biden has been supported. I don't want to get into politics, but just let me say this. The U.S. government and who they're supporting doesn't reflect what the people of the United States of America are necessarily supporting. So I don't want to turn this into talking about the whole situation over there, but plenty of people in the USA are not supporting Israel. They're supporting Palestine. So it's not like, oh, we all hate Palestine, so we have to. It wasn't like that, guys. It's not like that at all. It's very, very much divided. There's Urs, the Miracle Bear. What a great poser he is. Roman's a great day. I don't think it's Mike. I don't think it's the fact he does too much cardio. I don't think it's anything he's doing wrong on his part. I just don't have genetics. I don't know if he has the genetics to be as big and thick and full in the upper body as these other guys. I mean, maybe he can get a little bigger. I don't see him getting that big like these other guys, like, as thick as like a Derek or a Hadi or a Nick Walker. It's thick, really thick and huge in the upper body. But, great physique by his own, and he won a show, and he's placed very highly at a lot of other shows, mostly in Europe. Yeah, he didn't lose because he's from Iran, guys. Come on. Very close win. I think personally Derek had the edge from the back in his quads. Hadi was tough to beat. Yeah, neither one. It could have gone either way, guys. It could have gone either way. And then we'd be sitting here talking about Derek was robbed. Derek should have won. At least a lot of people would. The rule just comes to leaving the stage. There is an IFBB rule book. I've never read the whole thing. It might be up on their IFBBpro.com website. There might be a tab where you can access that and look at it. There probably is something in there about sportsmanlike behavior that they're supposed to adhere to as professionals. But this was a cool part of Urs's routine. He took a call from Jay Cutler. It was, it was part of the pre-recorded, but it was pretty funny because it was actually Jay. Actually, Jay did that for him. He recorded a little bit for him to use. So that was cool. Jay's a cool dude. No, Hadi lost because he was off. He wasn't. He was a little bit off. It wasn't much. I've seen other Mr. Olympias hold on to their titles being way more off than that. Himanshu, yeah, I could see Hadi winning next year. It could happen. It could. Yeah, I would never, ever sit here, unless he has some catastrophic injury or illness or something. I'm not going to sit here and say Hadi will never win the Mr. Olympia title again, because he very well might. He might. Derek might win again. Hadi, maybe Samson will win next year. Samson's getting better and better. If Samson can come in really peeled and dry looking with that physique that he has, I could see him winning too. Yeah. Hadi should be suspended for a year like Titus was at Nationals. It was USA that he walked off stage, I believe. We smashed his trophy and stormed off stage. They're not going to suspend Hadi. They're not going to suspend him because he didn't show any anger or disrespect towards anybody on stage. Didn't look angry or anything like that. I think he was just caught up in the emotions and he was feeling really overwhelmed, like he just had to get out of there. He had to go. That's my guess. I don't think it was he didn't flip off. You guys don't remember. You older guys like people in their 40s and 50s might remember. There was a British bodybuilder, female named Paula Berkhamshaw. And in the early 90s, they were starting to worry that the women were getting too big, the female bodybuilders, because back then that's the only divisions we had, if you recall. So this is probably 91 or 92 at the Ms. International that was held with the Arnold Classic for many years. And Paula was pretty big and thick. She took second place. Oh, there's Ramon. Ramon looked awesome. She took second place to a woman named Anja Langer from Germany, who was much, much smaller. She's about the size of, the figure women are today. Paula came out at some point after the awards with her sweats on. It wasn't long after the awards. She flipped off the judges, went up to the judges, gave them the double bird, and stormed off. She got suspended for that. So no, this wasn't like that. SEOs on a daily basis, baby, please. That's not loyal. So Ben's referencing Louis Marco, some of his catchphrases. Whatever happened to Louis Marco? Jen, how did he hug Derek? I saw that. After that, walked away before the picture. I think Hottie was just overcoming the emotion. Yeah, I don't think it was a malicious thing where Hottie was like, screw you guys, I'm going home, that's Cartman. Cartman says that all the time. It wasn't like that, but I just really think he was probably on the verge of tears. He was so upset, and he just didn't want to show that or didn't want to do that on stage in front of everybody. That's my conspiracy theory on that. That's what I think was going on. WB only on female bodybuilding channel. If you guys want to go to a channel that's only female bodybuilding, that would be the channel, female bodybuilding channel. People taking Hottie walking away too seriously. Who cares? I'm not. It doesn't. I'm not like furious at him. I do think he should make an apology just to get it, put it in the past. That's all he needs to do. Just make a quick, heartfelt apology, a little post on Instagram, and it's people will be like, all right, we're moving on now. Thanks. That's all he needs to do. He should do that. Abhijit, I think it was decisive in a way the back shots and side shots for Derek's front poses. Hottie on. Oh, you got John Cena as your. Yeah, they were close. Hottie had him from certain aspects. Hottie has things in his physique that Derek doesn't have, and vice versa. It was very, very close. Very, very close. Hottie was a clear winner, mate. Derek was nowhere near Samson, too. So you think he should have been third place, Bobby? No, I mean, I had no way. No way that I have Samson beating him. And I love Samson's physique, but Samson needs to step up his conditioning a lot if he's going to be beating these guys. That's it. And maybe he will. He's improving all the time. I think he's got all the size he needs. He was the biggest man on stage. He was 300 pounds on the dot. Faisal, the one thing I dislike about Minor and no current generation is top 6 previous years. Yeah, we haven't seen a breakthrough champion like Phil in 2011. Yeah, that's why I say I don't see any of these guys holding on to a title for multiple years in a row. I don't think we have anyone right now that is that dominant that I could see them winning 5, 6, 7, 8. The record is 8. It's held jointly between Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney, and I don't see anyone beat like Terrence Ruffin. That was the best routine. I didn't care for the song Me. A lot of people loved it, but I was just mesmerized. He's a master. Look at him pose. Transitions, every pose for Terrence is a work of art. Yeah, it's too bad this isn't zoomed in a little bit better, but he is an incredible poser. Everyone really should take a page out of that guy's book and really step up their posing. Hottie should have won. Yeah, we've heard that before a few times. Don't put the trolls on the screen. Well, I should probably look at these before I click on it, right? What? Bumstead and Keon look better than Derek. No, come on now. Mark City comparison. It's amazing how unconditioned he was. No. I should have won. Yeah, sorry, Jim. I thought Andrew's waist gruesome sexist. I didn't see his. I did see it did look a little thicker, and I said that to Jose. I did point out it looks a little bit thicker, little bit. It was barely noticeable. Hopefully he nips it in the bud now before it gets any larger than that. What are we looking at now? Jeez. Skip ads. How much is left on this? Oh, this goes on for 21 minutes. It's more. Okay. Who are we looking at there? I can't even tell. Oh, is that the end of Ruffin's routine? Okay. This guy says Brandon should have won. See? You see how everyone can have their own opinion? It doesn't mean he's wrong. If that's what you personally believe was the best physique, and this is a subjectively judged sport, it's judged more like a beauty pageant. If you honestly believe that Samson was the best, or Brandon was the best, or Andrew was the best on stage that day, you're really not wrong because it's your opinion. Frizo was better than Hunter. He should have been 6. Yeah, those two could have flip-flopped. They could have flip-flopped for sure. No argument there. Andrew's not doing the Arnold. I mean, he had a long year. He did the Arnold. He did. So the Arnold was in early March. He did the Texas show that he won, and then he did this. So it's been a long year. Oh, we're looking at Bumstead. Okay, there you go. Guys, I'm not reading. I don't know if you're supporting Islam there or making fun of it. So I'm definitely. Would the best Phil Heath have beaten Derek? Yes. My opinion, all day long. Phil at his best, I don't see anybody right now that he wouldn't beat. I don't. Ronnie at his best, whatever year you want to consider his best. Maybe just go for his first 2 wins, 98, 99. Nobody seems to argue with those 2 years, even though he was smaller. That would have beat any of these guys. Hottie winner, LOL. A lot of LOLs. Hottie robbery, Nick Capiti would have been winner. I don't believe Nick Walker would have won. I don't, because I don't know. I don't think he was dramatically improved. I'm sure he looked better than he did at the Arnold than he did last year. And I'm a fan of Nick. I love that rugged Herculean type of physique. I don't see him winning those guys. He lost. He was a water buffalo next to Derek. See, someone else just said Derek looked like he had no definition. So Ron can't see when a band uses trying to be fair to everyone, even the idiots reaction controls up on the screen. Yeah, I'm moving so fast that unfortunately I'm clicking on things. Yeah, anything that's talking about religion here, I'm not even going to click on that, guys. We're not going there. Heidi's physique had deteriorated. I disagree with that, Kevin. I don't think Heidi's physique has deteriorated or gone downhill. I thought he looked fantastic, and he could have won. Like, yeah, clearly you love Nick's physique, and you think he would have won. Nick was there looking like those pictures. It would have been Derek. Give Mike and Mandy a big hand. They were an amazing help to us this week. Mandy, it's Mandy. No, it's Mike and Mandy. Mike Cox and his wife Mandy. They helped me out all weekend long. Great people. This is going to sound so stupid to some of you, but just little things like the show's over and I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to go sit by myself, and they would go and eat with me, and so I didn't have to be all by my lonesome like a little lonely guy in the corner eating his meal. They would accompany me, and we had a good time. And my daughter actually came up. She was there Wednesday. She got there Wednesday, and she left late Thursday afternoon, but she was hanging out with us too. My daughter Marisa came up from Miami. So it's good. It's good to have people like that around. People that I know and like, and it just makes things a little smoother. Do you need to have religion this? Yeah, don't. Religion has no place. Politics and religion have no place in sports. Sports should be a completely different entity, apart from nations, religions, all that stuff. None of that should matter. Like at the Olympic Games, it's people from 200 different countries, but they're all athletes and they all have that camaraderie and passion for what they do. And politics and religion should have nothing to do with sports. Sports should be our escape. It's our that's why major sports like soccer, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, I'm starting to go to golf. That's why there's millions and millions, billions of dollars. Why these athletes get paid so much? Why? Because people love to have something that takes them away from the harsh realities of their day-to-day lives and politics and religion and all kind of wars. You can forget about all that while you're watching a game or something like this, and you can just focus on that, and it takes you away from all that. We're looking at the pose down. No. Derek was off. Jack Arnold was better. I mean, Andrew was better at the Arnold. I don't know. What the fuck? God. I'm looking at some of these troll comments. Like, unbelievable. Wow. Yeah, Jen I can't see when she's banning. I'm sure she banned this one right here. Wow. Best package. Phil Heath. I already answered this. Phil Heath at his best would beat all these guys. Nothing personal, guys. I'm just being honest. That's not The Rock in the chat. Derek's back is very reminiscent of Flex Lewis. Derek will win 2 or 3 years. I'm a Derek fan. I like him as a person, and I'm still not confident that he's going to win 2 or 3 more years because the title keeps changing hands over and over again. 2017, Phil Heath. 2018, Late Sean Roden, rest in peace. 2019, Brandon Curry. 2020 and 21, Big Ramy. 2022, Hottie. 2023, Derek. we're seeing so many different people. The mod squad is here. Since what's the Rock is here. Ha. Well, Dwayne Johnson was not at the show, but we did have that's whoever the guy is right there. He's with the late Rich Piana. We did have Batista Dave Batista did give a little talk at the toward the end of the show, came up to the microphone, and that was cool. Derek's proportion structure. Yeah, that's what he won on, I think. Krizo looked damn good, but Hunter's got a much better shape. He's got a more complete physique. Krizo from the back still looks a lot smaller than he does from the front. He's got these crazy shoulders and arms. Quads are pretty good, kind of long in the waist. Hunter has better structure and shape, and he looks better from the back. Condition-wise, Krizo was incredible. Very, very pleased with Michael Krizanek, aka Krizo's condition. You could see every fiber in his lower back, and his glutes, his hams. He was definitely in amazing shape. No, I don't think it was political. If there was political, why didn't they do these the last 3 years? Why would you have a guy from Egypt or Iran winning when you could have an American winning if you had that option? So I don't think it's political. No, it's Classic Award. I haven't really talked much about Classic. No, I've been focusing on Open because that's what people are talking about. How come Derek was so conditioned from behind, but look, conditioning chest? You know, it's the same thing like Jay Cutler used to have the craziest shredded quads, prostrations everywhere, but very little detail in his arms. Very little. Didn't have much separation or detail. I don't think everyone has the ability to get every muscle group equally shredded and detailed. And maybe that's what we're seeing with Derek. I don't know if we're ever going to see the same level of splits and striations in his this area up here that we see on Hadi. I don't know if that's in the cards for him. I think Derek was way more aesthetic than Samson. No, I wouldn't say it. Derek's got nice lines and shape, but Samson's much better. Could have had more seats. Yeah, no, it was. I thought there were plenty of people. I have no idea how many people were actually there. I do believe that the top 10 all get paid, but they only announced, the top 10 do get money. It's not just the top 5, but they were trying to prevent what happened last year, which is we were that show went so long last year. Everybody complained. They did a great job of getting us out of there earlier this year. And to do that, they cut back. They didn't have as many people doing their posing routines as they have had in the past in various divisions. And I do believe 6 through 10 get paid. The money goes down. I think the prize money is on the website. I haven't looked at it. Which is MrOlympia.com. I think there's a breakdown of the prize money there, but if not, you can Google it. What? Samson's back is weak. Oh well, his back is way better than it was, Kevin. Super Press Krizo had top 5. I didn't have him top 5, but he should have been 6 or 7 was about right. Samson's coming. Yeah, Samson's getting better and better. I think we're going to see his final form in a year or two. He's not even as good as he's going to get better than he is right now. Derek should have won. See, some people think Derek should have won last year. He was just screaming all the way Olympia. Samson deserved to win. Is it fair? What fair? That's Milos's client. Oh, he was just screaming after the show. I don't think Samson was the winner, the rightful winner. But, eventually I could see him winning in the future. Think how did we work banned for walking off stage? No. I mean, he will probably be told to make an apology. Someone should contact him. I would contact him if I was high up in that organization and just say, yeah, I think he needs to. Oh, this is rude, Kevin. So Samson's a tall, Akeem Williams with a weaker back. No, his back is better than Akeem's. Akeem doesn't have a lot of separation or detail in his back compared to Samson. Samson's got more than that. Proud that American won. There's nothing wrong with pride in your country. 100%. Yeah, I mean, I like having an American winner. It's nothing against the other countries. I think every country would like to have their country represented with an Olympia champion, right? Why wouldn't you? It's a pride thing. There's Bumstead winning. So what else can we go? Men's Physique Olympia. Final Mr. Olympia, Ramon and Seabum. Put that up again. Okay, we got more. More finals. Oh, this was another guy that was watching the webcast. Yeah, I decided to comment while the webcast was going on. Final day check-ins. I think I'm just going to get rid of this whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Stop screen. Yeah, I'm just going to go because I'm going to wrap this up soon, guys. We've been going for a while. Saw Andrew better than Brandon, Creasel better than Hunter. Yeah, Derek. Derek is great. He's a great champ. You know, they were both. Watch the copyright. Oh, I didn't have any volume on, Jen. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to. All these death threats. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. Oop. He was bragging all the way for Samson. It's his guy. It's his client. Why can't he brag about his client and say, I think my guy's going to win? I would hope that you're confident enough in your client that you believe he's capable of winning. Nothing wrong with that. I don't see it as being unfair in any way. Top 3 in 2024, Derek, Nick, and Hadi maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Ron, Hadi won last year in the MP Modern the Word the past year. I don't think they care because Rami didn't do a great job outside of the Middle East. I'm sure he did a good amount of appearances and so forth, but Rami didn't do a lot of social media posting as Mr. Olympia. He didn't do a lot of podcasts and interviews outside of, the Arabic speaking media outlets. So I don't think that had it. I really don't think that the judge's decision has anything to do with any of that stuff. Doesn't all the negative comments. Brian Simpson all the way. Mustang or Camaro? I like them both. I guess I would go Camaro. Yeah, Bumblebee. Simpson's not the pole. Jen, how do I can I see the poll from here? I don't think I can. Get an ad blocker. Free advertising. Privacy badger. We'll block all the YouTube. We'll see after recent. Simpson's overrated. Bobby, you have a real issue with Milos. I like Milos, so I'm not going to dog Milos here. Okay, so I'm sorry. So this was the results of the poll. Who did you have? So Hadi had 50% of the votes. Derek got 36. So more people in the poll thought he deserved it. Thank you, Jen, for posting this. Samson 11 and Brandon 1. Wow, only 1% of the people. So we had 160 votes, and Hadi got 50% of the votes. Derek got less. So more of you, at least more of you that voted in this poll of ours. Yeah, running the poll for Derek. I just want to see if there's anything. Bobby, get over this whole Milos thing. Yeah, I'm not going to address it. Still champ. Ron, Big Paul, what was it? Annabelle honestly wondered if Hadi was a hearing problem. Thought the contest was over. No, I don't think he thought. No, Hadi he's competed. This is like his 6th Mr. Olympia. He knows the game. He knows everyone gets together for a group picture. He knows the way, the format of the show. He knows that he was supposed to stay there. Nobody else was leaving the stage. He walked off of his own volition and not out of any kind of misunderstanding or because he's hard of hearing or anything. I don't go for that. I think it was more of the emotions he was feeling at the moment sort of dictated that. I did win, Ron. Come on, man. Derek was dominant in the back shots. Derek looked better. Hadi looked better. So review on Hadi walk off stage. We've gone over that. Yeah. Hadi crying, crybaby. Politics in every sport. Did you watch the DJ podcast? No, I don't. Bobby, you have got to. I'm not even addressing you anymore, Bobby. It's just the same thing over and over again. Bodybuilding much bigger in Hadi Ramon's countries. Hardly. When I say, Matt, that he hardly ever loses outside the Olympia, Hadi ever, any show that Hadi's done that wasn't the Olympia, he's been winning since for quite a while. That's ridiculous. Bobby, I'm a friend of Milos. I'm not going to start dogging Milos. And I'm not even addressing that. Tourette's. Would Brandon have won the show if he didn't have the medical problems? No. He didn't have medical problems last year or the year before or the year before. So, no, he wouldn't have won. Back, Sign of the Times. People with confidence who attack by the veil of the internet. Yeah, we call them keyboard warriors. Andrew Jack's hair was terrible. Milos actually hurt Samson's competitiveness. No, I don't think so. I think Andrew Jack Ron. Fifth is about right. Yeah. After walking off, his career is over. No, it's not over. His career is not over. Like I said, he'll make an apology. I'm pretty confident that he will. Derek deserved to win, says Luke. Down the back shots. Biden's full of politics. It's by Paul. Watch live stream was great quality in person from the judge's standpoint is way different. Yeah, I agree. Oh, the final poll. Hottie 51, Derek 48. Oh, okay. So Derek got closer. Was that before? I don't know. You always said Joey. Oh man. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end this, guys. It's a lot. It's way too many comments to get through now. Which, I'm glad. I appreciate you guys really interacting and getting your opinions out there. You can watch these later, guys. Oh, after final poll. I can see Jen's. I'm trying to find the final poll. Was that the one I just saw? Gosh, it's a lot of comments, guys. Woody Jones. Well, stunt to disrespectful. What? Shark hit on a sticky slap to stage. I already read it, right, Jen? Okay, good. He did apologize on Instagram. Okay, good. That's it. That's all he needed to do. All will be forgiven. So that's not going to play into the Olympia next year that he walked off this year. So that's all. It's in the past. As long as people apologize, all is forgiven and forgotten, pretty much. It's the lumps. Yes. Good stuff. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We've been doing this for over an hour now. So, again, I appreciate you all watching, commentating. Guys, if you're not watching this live, please leave all your comments in the comment section. I like to respond to those, and you guys can interact with each other there. It's exciting to be able to do this with you guys. I appreciate all of you who watched over the weekend and commented on the videos over the weekend. And it was a good time, and a very dramatic Olympia in many divisions. It set the stage for some rematches next year. There's already a lot of drama and storylines going around in various divisions. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Please like the video if you liked it. Share it on your social media platforms if you don't mind. That'd be cool of you. And, of course, turn your notifications on, both on your YouTube settings and on your phone settings, so you know when we're coming out with live content. Plenty of great content on this channel the last few days. Most recently on this channel, Buff Bombshell has returned with a full review of all the women's divisions from the Olympia weekend. So check that out. Lauren Lauder does a great job with that. And we got more shows upcoming. New episode of Dr. T coming up in the morning. Check that out. That's about it, guys. Appreciate you watching. And that's been another Ask Ron. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.